Good day, Africa. The Lord bless you. This is the voice of Joel, and this is the glory of wealth. As we journey towards the end time, and as we journey towards the last days, the Nigerian church is about to experience what I call a very horrible persecution. Yes, they're about to expect a very horrible persecution. The reason is because the church started with a persecution, and the church will definitely end with persecution, because the key that opened the door is the same key that will also close the door, according to the laws of the Spirit. So Nigerian church expects great persecution. Reason is because the church has fallen short of the glory of God, and the church has fallen so much on the glory of God. There is so much corruption that is in the church. There is so much disunity. There is so much tribalism. There is so much nepotism. There is so much evil and wickedness that is in the church. And this is the reason why the church does not have power. This is the reason why the church does not have power. This is the reason why the church does not have power. What we see as power today is nothing but the little drops of the mercies of God and the little drop of the mercies of God. The testimonies that we see in our altars today and the miracles that we see in our altars today is what God sees as drops of mercy, not power. I have been privileged by God and by the mercies of God to journey into the realms where power dwells and where power sits and where power is himself. I have seen power in the realms of the Spirit. I have seen power. I know how power looks like. I know how power looks like. I know how power looks like. I have been privileged to journey to the dark world through encounters. I know how power looks like. So when I see men of God shouting power, 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 from where I sit, I laugh. And I ask God, when will this power fall on the church? So there's a great persecution that God is going to open. This is a gate that God has opened, and this persecution will hit the church. And this is the reason why the church needs to be united now. The church needs to be united now. The church needs to be united now. Because if their eyes is open for them to see what is coming for them, they will start praying now. They will start praying. They'll begin to live in unity, and they'll begin to love their brother, and they'll begin to fend after one another. They'll begin to walk in love. Because what is coming to the church is very, very thick. Let me state this down. Write this down. When you see a northern president sit in power a year after 2027, okay, let me be very, very plain to you. Anytime you see the Vice President Shetima become the president, anytime the church see Shetima as the next president, they should weep. They should go and 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 cry. Because that man is going to be used by God to persecute the church. The church will be so persecuted until life spring forth from the church, until light spring forth from the church. That is when the church will experience the true dimension. And this persecution will drive the church into revival. It will drive the church into revival. It will drive the church into revival. It will drive the church into revival. In those days, laws will be set. Some certain laws will be set. Some certain laws will be set that will work against the church and that will work against the people. In those days, I'm not seeing church gathering. All these big churches that are building everywhere, big cathedral in their thousands. In those days, men should weep. Because I see churches in villages. I see men hiding, doing churches in village, in bush, in forest. In those days, this will be the time that village churches will experience light. Because men will run away from the city and journey to villages to be serving God. That is when this true raw gospel will begin to kind of come out one after the other. And in those days, there will be so much killing of priests. There will be so much killing of pastors. There will be so much killing of prophets. There will be so much killing. Churches will be burnt. Churches will be burnt. I am saying this now. It will look as if, what is this young man talking? This guy is talking nonsense. This pastor is talking nonsense. This is a message of doom, and this is a message from the pit of hell. There is no problem. There is no problem. In 2-3 years from now, everything I'm saying will be unveiled and it will be opened before the eyes of every mortal man right here in Nigeria. This is persecution of the church that I see in Nigeria. This persecution. God is going to allow this persecution to draw out life from the church, to bring unity to the church and to bring. But in those days, mercy will be shown because it's going to be a kind of it's going to be a movement to Islamize this country. It's going to be a movement to Islamize this country. It's going to be a movement. There will be so much killing of people. I tell you nothing but the truth. That will be the time Nigeria will go through thick, gross darkness. Tears of men will be crying unto God. Blood will be speaking. We trust God to help Nigeria in those days, and we trust God to help the nation and to help men. I tell you nothing but this truth. Why this persecution is going on, God is calling God's general home. God is calling men of God home. God is taking them. God is calling them. Fathers of faith will be going home. I will not mention their names. These are great men of God that have sacrificed their life for the gospel in this country. Men who are portal holders and men who are gatekeepers in the four walls of the spirit. These men will be called home. They will be called home. Many of them will be called home. Before 2031 or before 2035 or 36, many of them will not be standing or will be withdrawn. And that is when the full, true, raw dimensions of the power of God, which I know and which I have seen, will begin to manifest. The Lord, I will stop here. So the church, get ready. Why, or rather, what is the reason why God wants to send this persecution? What's the reason for the persecution? Only three purposes. Number one is for wealth transfer. Number two is to restore the revival, or rather, number two is to bring a revival. It's for God to bring revival that will turn the heart of men to God. That will turn every heart to God. And number three is to make the church one. With God. These are the three reasons why God wants to send revival. I think I mentioned judgment. Okay, sorry. Judgment is there. So God will use this this persecution to judge the church. If I will come again, number one is judgment. Number two is wealth transfer. Number three is to make the church to be one with God. And that is where we have the great revival that will sweep across all through Nigeria and the whole of Africa. I will stop here. This is the voice of God, and this is the glory of wealth and righteousness fellowship. I will see you in the next video. The Lord bless you. Shalom.